Hello, I'm Beelzebub and welcome to my channel. Today in part 5 of my Criticisms of the Catholic Church series, I take on Papal Infallibility. But first, a small history lesson. Papal Infallibility may not have been dogma in the Church prior to the First Vatican Council, which convened on December 8, 1869 and adjourned on October 20, 1870, but it was a concept the Church held to nonetheless, although it did become doctrine in the Church by the end of the Council. Considering the fact that it's called Papal Infallibility, you'd assume that there's no limit to what he's infallible about, but you'd be wrong. According to Pastor Eternus, which is the dogmatic constitution on the Church of Christ, there isn't an allowance for infallibility for the Church or Pope on new doctrines. At least they acknowledge they're not totally infallible, with Pope Benedict XVI saying in an impromptu address to the Pre-Synasta, "The Pope is not an oracle, he is infallible in very rare situations, as we know." Hey Benedict, your humility is showing, you child rapist protecting fuck. But you may have asked yourself, Bub, if papal infallibility is so limited, then what is there to criticize? I mean, that's quite literally the title of the series. Well, my impatient friend, the idea that anyone is ever infallible when it comes to anything is what's being criticized here. It's exceptionally arrogant to think of yourself as being infallible at any time. Then again, the Catholic Church is quite arrogant as an organization, now isn't it? Let's take a look at what the Catechism has to say about papal infallibility. And for those of you who want to follow along on the webpage posted in the description box, you're looking for the number 891 and 892. It'll be in bold, so it'll be easier to find, but I'll be posting it on the screen as well. The Roman Pontiff, head of the College of Bishops, enjoys this infallibility in virtue of his office, when as supreme pastor and teacher of all the faithful, who confirms his brethren in the faith he proclaims by a definitive act, a doctrine pertaining to faith or morals. The infallibility promised to the Church is also present in the body of bishops, when together with Peter's successor, they exercise the supreme magisterium, above all in an ecumenical council. When the Church, through its supreme magisterium, proposes a doctrine for belief as being divinely revealed, and as the teaching of Christ, the definitions must be adhered to with the obedience of faith. This infallibility extends as far as the deposit of divine revelation itself. Divine assistance is also given to the successors of the apostles, teaching in communion with the successor of Peter, and in a particular way to the Bishop of Rome, pastor of the whole Church. When, without arriving at an infallible definition and without pronouncing in a definitive manner, they propose in the exercise of the ordinary magisterium a teaching that leads to better understanding of revelation in matters of faith and morals. To this ordinary teaching, the faithful are to adhere to it with religious assent, which, though distinct from the assent of faith, is nonetheless an extension of it. So not only is the Pope considered infallible on occasion, but so is the Ecumenical Council on rare occasions. That's an awful lot of power to give, not an awful lot of people. And considering how poorly understood papal infallibility is, many people may consider anything the Pope says or does to be infallible and wholly true. I mean, even I thought the Pope claimed infallibility on any religious or moral proclamation before doing the research for the video. I want this video to help spread that according to the Catholic doctrine, the Pope is not infallible in all things, but also that the Pope is never at any time infallible. He's a human being, and no human being has ever been infallible. And anyone who wants to make a claim that there has been an infallible human, especially if they want to say their religious figure like Jesus or Muhammad were infallible, you've got a real uphill battle ahead of you. I'm not going to lie, it was pretty difficult to find information on this topic, but that's how much I care about you guys. I do the research to bring you information about this bonkers religion. That'll do it for this video though. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, linked below, to keep up with all my comings and goings. Take it easy everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.